Hey there, it's Dennis from BCTESLAGUY. Today in this video I'm going to show you how to do a tire rotation. My car has about 12,000 kilometers on it right now, and I've done one around 5 or 6. So it's due to get another tire rotation. So I could call up the Tesla service through the app, and it's somewhere between $50 and $80, I believe, to get a tire rotation, but I have all the tools that I need and the space, so I'm going to go ahead and do it myself, save a few bucks, and I'll walk you through it. It's pretty simple. As long as you've got like a torque wrench, a breaker bar, and a jack to get it up, then you can do this at home yourself, especially if you have a garage. So let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll start off with the tools that are required. So Tesla recommends that you do the tire rotation every 6,250 miles or 10,000 kilometers. But I like to do mine somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 kilometers. It's a good time frame, and I just do it on a weekend. It's about an hour-ish to get it done. So I've got all the tools down here. So you'll need a jack. This is not a low one, so I'll have to put my tires on block so I can get underneath it. A breaker bar with a 21 millimeter socket. A torque wrench, 129 foot-pounds of torque. That is the recommended setting by Tesla for tightening them. And again, you would want to check the tires about a week later just to make sure that they haven't come loose. A jack pad. You're going to need this to jack up the car. I've got a link in the description for a set. They're about 20 bucks, and like I've said in other videos, I like to leave these in my car, so I got them in the back on that left-hand little compartment there. So this is just one. I have 4. I also check the tire pressures before I get started, so I'm going to be checking them here, and then bringing them up to the recommended up to 42 psi as recommended by Tesla on the door jamb down here inside. I'll give a picture of that. And I've just got a tire pump that I carry in the car at all times, just in case I get a tire leak or something. At least I can make it to a shop. Bought this one from Canadian Tire, about 30-40 bucks. And I've got this just to make it a lot easier to take off the lugs, put them back on. Just kind of speeds up the process. Again, I have this, it's not required. And like I say, I've got one last thing, which I've got some wooden blocks that I'll put up on the front of one tire. That way the car won't roll. I know it's in park, but this is just for safety reasons. And so that's all the tools that you're going to need. Now, another thing that I do when I do my tire rotations is it's a great opportunity to clean the barrel of the rim. So I'll go ahead through that process. Basically just wash them down. And then I'll use a rubber cleaner to clean the rubber, and then use, let's see here. So I'll use a rubber cleaner like this, Adams tire and rubber cleaner. Works really good. And then for protection, I use Adams brand. Let's see if we can get a bit closer view there. This is Tire Armor, so I'll use that. And there you go, tire and rubber cleaner. So those are all the tools and things that I'll need to get this job done. So let's get into it. Okay, for the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these blocks on the front tire on the opposite side, because this side of the car is going to get jacked up, and I'll remove the tires. So again, this is just a safety thing. So I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to back the car up onto the back blocks here, because I can't get my jack and the pad underneath because the car's too low. Okay, so now that I have that jacked up, I'll block up the front tires here on the front right. And now we can get started. So if you have the Aero Wheels covers on like that, you'll need to pull them off, and they just snap off. They're just held on with these clips. So you just have to remove the 5 clips. I don't use them. On mine, I have these plastic covers, so I'll have to remove all those. So we're just taking off the covers to get access to the lug nuts. The next step is to take the breaker bar and just loosen off the lugs. Now you're not taking the tires off, you're just loosening them. There we go. So now that they're all loosened off, the next step is to jack up the car. So we'll take the pad, find the hole, there we go. So both the front and the back are now lifted up. This one's solid, but I could spin the front one. So let's go ahead and we'll take so this one's loose, see? So at this point you could just do a quick inspection, make sure everything's just fine, but you could just do the rotation and be done with it. What I want to do is wash the barrel of the rim and the front facing, and then just clean the rubber. This back part never gets cleaned, so every 5,000 kilometers is a good time to do it. Anyway, I'll take this out there and do that step. As you can see, they're really clean, but it does take a bit to clean them. So first I'll just get it wet. Apply some tire and rubber cleaner. So what you want to do is brush it till the foaming, instead of looking dirty, is white. So the last tire took 3 applications. So you're just going to rub this in like this till it's clean. Hose it off. and do it again. Now again, this is not really required during a tire rotation. It's just that I got the tires off, so I might as well do it right. Okay, so now that the rubber's clean, I'm going to take my car washing rag and I'm just going to wipe the barrel down. Like I said, this is really clean. It stays pretty clean because it's ceramic coated, so pretty well nothing sticks to it. And this will just help make it not stick in the future. There we go. Anyway, that's how it looks in there. So it definitely beads off. So the back rubber is clean, the barrel's clean. Let's go ahead and clean the front of the tire. Same thing. A little bit of tire and rubber cleaner from Adams. So the Adams tire and rubber cleaner really gets rid of the browning on your tires. So I do this on the fronts quite often, pretty well, you know, once a month or something. And then just to aid in the drying, I just use a towel. So the final maintenance to these tires is to apply Adams tire armor, and that puts a coating like a Armor All coating on it. So you can do 1 or 2 coats. So I just use the brush because that way it gets into the lettering and everything. And then I take a microfiber and just wipe it down. So we'll give that about 5 minutes. So if you want like a OEM look, flat black, then 1 coat's good. If you want a little bit more shinier, then you can add a second coat. I think they said to put about 5 minutes between each one. So we'll let this one sit for a bit and I'll put 1 more coat on. So for the last step, we're going to go ahead and after we've cleaned our tires, protected the rubber and everything, we're going to go ahead and mount these tires. So it's pretty well the same that we did previously, just in reverse. And then we will torque them to the Tesla specifications, 129 foot-pounds. So when you do put them on hand tight first, so you don't cross thread them. And then you can use your power tools. Okay, so we'll take and put it in reverse. So now it's forward. Okay, so those are pretty tight, but they're not 129 foot-pounds of torque yet. So let's go ahead and do the back ones. And don't forget to remove the plug. We'll use that on the next one. So the last final step that we have here is we've got to torque the wheel lugs down to 129 foot-pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and set that. You should always leave this set to 0 when it's not in use. On 129, and at the very back here there's a locking mechanism that locks it in place. So I did forget the extension because I do need that, so let me go grab that. So without the extension, it's really tight on the fenders, so this just makes it easier. And then set this to the right direction. So you'll do this in a star pattern. And when it clicks, it's hit the 129. And then just go through it one more time just to make sure. Okay, and then the final cosmetic piece is just putting back these plastic covers over the lugs. They just slide on. And if you didn't have the aero wheel kit, then you would just snap on the hubcap and you'd be done. So let me go ahead and do the last one here. And just verify. Put the cap kit on. Okay, so we've done the left side. Now we've got to go ahead and do the right side. But let's kind of look back at this. So what we did was we loosened the lugs, then we jacked up the car, we removed the tire. At that point, you could just swap them out, put them back on. It's a good opportunity to clean your wheels, clean the rims, clean the barrels of the rims, make sure everything's all good, and then put it back. So I know it takes a bit more time. Anyway, let me go ahead and get the second part done on the other side, and then we'll come back with our final thoughts on this. So here are my final thoughts. Tire rotation can be done by anybody that has the appropriate tools like a floor jack or a torque wrench, and space in a garage to do it. As well, you'll need the appropriate floor jack pad. The link's in the description. Take about 30-40 minutes at most, and I try and do it 5,000 to 6,000 kilometers each rotation. That way, hopefully I'll make these tires last full 30,000 kilometers. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section of this video, and be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you'll be notified when I upload new videos.